Hello and welcome everybody. Today we've got a new scent for me from Tower. So this is from his Tauerville collection. So this is a collection of scents where he, tried to do something a little bit more affordable, a little bit more playful, maybe um, give himself the opportunity to experiment with different materials without adding to the Tower brand of his mainline perfumes. And yeah, I got this partial bottle. This is about 3/4 full of Vanilla Flash, and these come in 30 ml bottles, different, more generic design. Eau de parfum, it says, and yeah, and this one is has the theme of vanilla, so I'm expecting obviously some vanilla. That's why just for some decoration, I brought out my other towers, and I also brought out some vanilla scents or amber scents that I own. And yeah, maybe I will, smell something in there that reminds me of them. But yeah, I haven't smelled this, so this is gonna be my first impressions. By the way, these released in 2015, or this one, and I think it used to be 68, 70 euros for the 30 ml bottle, but it's unfortunately discontinued, so I had to find this partial. Yeah, all right, so without further ado, I'm gonna spray this on strip and I'm gonna tell you my thoughts. Got my butter here. Gonna do. Ooh. So actually, funnily enough, this sprayer is quite a bit nicer than the sprayers from the Tower bottles. So yeah, who's to say why? But yeah, maybe it was, I don't know if he filled those himself or if he had some other place fill them. Actually, I don't know at all. But yeah, let's give this a sniff. Ooh, this is strong. It's at least the top notes very, very strong. Very sweet. Of course, there's vanilla, but there's lots of spices. There's a boozy quality. Something like molasses, like brown sugar. So it's got those slightly, darker caramelly aromas. And yeah, it's very spicy. So I'm getting like some cloves, some cinnamon. It's woody as well. I would say it leans dry. It's not like a syrup. There's some rose in here for sure. Some slightly fruity notes from the rose, probably. Some plum, like some like dried fruits, maybe, like some prunes, maybe. Yeah. I mean, this is nice. This is just, it's nice. It's sweet. I could, I could definitely see myself wearing this in winter. What else am I getting? Let me think before I look at the notes. So yeah, as I suspected, it kind of reminds me of these two, right? So Ambre Sultan, with Ambre Sultan, this one has some more herbal notes. So this is more herbaceous, like oregano, and this is also, I would say, not as sweet initially. This dries down very sweet, but it doesn't start off super sweet. Also, this kind of has some, yeah, so maybe some aldehydes, because yeah, I don't know, it comes off like there's a touch of soapiness that I'm getting. Could be the rose as well, who knows. Might also be some geranium in there with the rose together, like as an accord. It's also got like a bit of a marzipan quality. Also, the texture is kind of like that marzipan, which is like gritty, but not neither very like syrupy nor 100% dry, but like in between, like these almond and sugar particles in this kind of a doughy mass. That's kind of how I'm feeling it. Although it leans dry, there's like this kind of, spiced rum feel. I don't know if you've had spiced rum before, but the spiced rum, it's very like sweet molasses, woody, vanillic, and cinnamony and clovey and all those kinds of spices coming together. But then there's this somewhat soapy, powdery rose as well. And I think the rose is also giving me a bit of that marzipan-y feel, because marzipan sometimes has some little bit of rose water added to it. And this Ambre 114, this one actually also, it reminds me slightly of this because Ambre 114 also uses some rose in there. So this is also an amber scent but with rose. Although this one, I would say, has a like this thyme note or this rosemary note, like some also more herbs. So both of these are more herbaceous, and they get this like green touch to them. Yeah, but it's in the same vein. I think it's in the same family. This kind of weird soapiness is throwing me off. I don't know what it is. It's like it must be it must be the rose, and maybe there's some aldehydes in there. Maybe there's some other florals in there. Maybe some musks. Curious. So yeah, let's look at the notes at this point. Yeah, the scent was released in 2015, and it's considered a spicy sweet floral scent. The notes are bourbon vanilla, rose, vanilla, spices, tobacco, and patchouli. Right, okay. Yeah. I mean, it's a very sparse note list, but I think they're all pretty accurate. Okay, for sure. There's this earthy feel. So patchouli can have this earthy feel, and to my nose, like rolling tobacco, when you have dry rolling tobacco or cigar, it also has this earthy feel. And that's one aspect that I'm missing in a lot of tobacco scents. I feel like they're just sweet vanilla and spices and some woodiness. And they're missing this earthy feel. They're missing this slightly resinous earthy feel that I get from real rolling tobacco. Like it's like there's some tar notes in there in the back as well in real tobacco. I'm not getting tar in this one, but it is earthy, woody, spicy vanilla. So for sure it's closer to actual tobacco. Maybe like pipe tobacco in this case, because pipe tobacco I think leans a little bit sweeter. It's very pleasant to my nose. I'm not sure like how I would feel if I had to smell this all day, because it is quite strong and it is quite sweet. And I think the clove and the cinnamon to my nose are pretty strong. But besides that, on strip at least, like I haven't sprayed this on paper, and I have to mention this every time because in these videos I generally spray on strip, and then afterwards I will do proper wears on skin, and then maybe come back and I do a full review on something if I have gotten enough experience and I feel like I can give a more informed opinion. And my opinion after wearing it for a while may be actually quite different than my first impression. So maybe that's an important disclaimer to mention again. Of course, it should. I never claim that these are full reviews, but yeah. I'm not sure this one is pleasant. It's sweet. It's like a nice winter scent. I definitely wouldn't wear this in summer. So, L'air du Désert Marocain, people kind of compare this with Ambre Sultan. It's like an amber scent as well. Also has lots of vanilla and resins. But L'air du Désert Marocain, I definitely like wearing in warm temperatures because it's much drier, it's less sweet, it's not as overly spicy, and it's more fresh to my nose. Also, this feels pretty linear. I'm not. So this is just, of course, I'm just smelling this for like 10 minutes, but it hasn't changed much. At least with others, I can like feel that the top notes are starting to evaporate, but this just, I feel like I'm gonna get more of the vanillic base, more of the patchouli. The rose is actually really nice. So whatever rose accord he's using in this is very pleasant. It's not a, yeah, it's a nice dry rose petal kind of feel. I don't know if you've had like pastries, there's lots of pastries in the world, or sweets that use dry rose petals. This kind of reminds me of that. You know, like a sweet with some dried rose petals. Yeah. All right. Yeah, I feel like this is a nice perfume, at least on first impressions. I'm gonna give this some wears, but I'm like, maybe you can tell I'm not overly excited by this because it's not something that I haven't smelled before. And at this point, I feel like all of these, like the Serge, the Histoire de Parfum, and L'air du Désert Marocain, they're all more interesting takes on this ambery scent. And if you want rose, incense rose is for sure more interesting. And I will be trying Fille Une Rose de Kandahar. I will be trying that one next, but I haven't yet, so I can't speak to that at this point. But yeah, it's nice. May get a little bit cloying if you overspray it. It's good, I would say, in the winter. Yeah, that's about it. Okay. I hope that was helpful. I haven't seen many reviews on this one, so if you want me to do a full review, I probably won't get to it before wintertime this year, but you can still let me know in the comments if you would like to see some more in-depth impressions and like some proper experienced wear, like some proper reports on my experience after some wears. All right, thank you for watching, and until next time, have a great day.